Alright everybody, today we're going to talk about 5 pre-med mistakes that I made and that I regret now being in medical school. So college, similar to high school, is a time when you're discovering yourself and building yourself into what you think you want to be. Pre-med's a busy time, but you can definitely enjoy it if you put in the effort. So here's some mistakes I made and hopefully you can avoid them moving forward. Number 1 is definitely spreading myself too thin. Pre-med's a hyper-competitive environment where it's a rat race to get into medical school, and statistically, more people are going to get rejected from med school than ever make it in, which explains the competitive nature of the process. Now, byproduct of things being so cutthroat is that you definitely compare yourself to other people. You think, oh wow, that person's part of this club or this team, this person's working there, this person's so smart, this person knows this professor. All of this leads to unnecessary stress and anxiety. I'd sign up for clubs and activities that I had absolutely no interest in, only to find myself juggling way too many balls and having my GPA suffer that first year. Now I got it together in time and recovered in time, but avoid this mistake entirely if you can. Focus on a few high quality things rather than a grocery list of things that you did just to put on your application. Do things that you're genuinely interested in and that you enjoy. You want to focus on the process and ignore everybody else. Number 2 is working hard instead of working smart. Yes, getting into medical school is different, but no one's going to reward you for making it 10 times harder on yourself. I used to purposely do way more than necessary for absolutely no reason other than to tell myself that I worked hard. Once you start studying efficiently and sticking to a schedule, you're going to find that you have a lot of free time. I would needlessly take on extra research or an extra shift at work or studying more than I needed to. I would go to class and cram study just because everyone else was doing it, and I could complain alongside them about how stressed we all are about school. If you follow our study strategies and work efficiently so you can actually enjoy yourself, all things equal, med schools aren't going to be more impressed by somebody that made their pre-med journey more miserable than the next person. So work hard and work smart, and with that time you free up, enjoy yourself, enjoy the college experience, have fun, and look back at memories one day of college, not just I got into med school and that was it. Now the next thing is not being authentic to myself. Like I said, college is a lot like high school in the sense that you're discovering who you are, and sometimes you can do things to fit in that aren't authentic to you. In my case, I definitely did this more times than I'd like to admit early in college. I'm a relatively introverted person and I like playing sports, hanging out by the bonfire, going for a bike ride, and just doing things with a few people or a small group at most. And yet I found myself going to pub crawls, EDM concerts, and frat parties only because the cool kids are doing it. I had severe fear of missing out and thought I wouldn't have any memories or quote unquote enjoy my 20s like all the movies say if I didn't do this stuff. Once I settled into my own around second year and stopped doing this stuff, I was much happier. Be you, do you, and you're going to find the right people that are meant to be in your life. You don't need to go around chasing everybody else by doing what you think they think is cool. This high school mentality never ends until you nip it in the bud, so get ahead of it. Do things that are authentic to you and everything else will fall into place. Now number 4 is not exploring more. You're definitely busy during pre-med, but like I said, if you study efficiently and stick to a schedule, you're going to have plenty of time. Now, being in medical school, it's interesting to see all the different backgrounds everyone's come from. The various hobbies they've had, experiences, and where they've traveled, the things they've tried. I had the mentality of everything I do should be related to getting into med school. Now this was good because it gave me focus and it gave me a sort of tunnel vision that's necessary to get here, but I definitely had some hobbies and ideas I was interested in but no longer have time for. So again, you want to use your free time to taste a bit of everything. Get a taste of anything that you're interested in so you can check that box and never look back thinking, what if I had done that? Now real quick guys, if you guys get value from these podcasts and videos, please like, share, comment, and review. It helps us to reach more people and help more pre-meds and med students, and we'd really appreciate it. Now the next thing is the biggest one, and that's not enjoying the process. Like I mentioned in the last point, everything I did was through a filter of, is this going to get me into medical school or not? And unfortunately, one thing this mentality did was prevent me from being happy. I purposely, even if it was subconsciously, told myself that I wasn't allowed to be happy until I got that admission. I would literally be in the middle of laughing and smiling and stop myself because it was like, oh, I'm not there yet. This is absolutely ridiculous and not necessary. As long as you're putting in the work and sticking to the process, you should enjoy the free time that you create for yourself. Enjoy the process because you're never going to get your youth back, and you want to look back at this time as overall positive. When I finally got into med school, I wasn't even happy that first day because I purposely sacrificed so much more than I had to in order to get here. But you learn from your mistakes, and now being in med school and realizing that this is truly a very long process, I realized the importance of enjoying the process and allowing yourself to be happy before you've achieved your big goals. Obviously, you have to be careful and make sure that you don't get lazy or distracted, but there's nothing wrong with being happy and enjoying the process, and it's going to make for a much better time. So that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure you avoid these mistakes if you're in your pre-med journey or anywhere you are. If this helped you out, let us know what you want to hear about next, and we'll get back to you next time.